What's up, y'all? Kofi Kingston here, and I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks, depending on what that drink is, preferably non-alcoholic, you know?
How's it going? I'm the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Wardlow here.
Soda.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Maple syrup.
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Well, hey, it's not Thursday.
Welcome to the part 2.
Yes. Well, first of all, welcome to the dive bar of the IWC. It's Wrestling on the Rocks. This is, I'll call it the Thursday night hangover.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously, guys, we did not finish the boozies. You know, I'm your host, Ms. Amanda Jane. And of course, we've got my sidekick.
Am I a sidekick? Am I like your rock star Spud? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm totally okay with that. He's such a cool dude.
I love him. He's awesome. The one person I do not, well, I thought he was better back Impact TNA. Oh, hey, Justin.
Woo!
Unexpected surprise. Well, cheers.
Our number one
Cheers,
fan,
cheers.
just in time.
Yeah. See the hangover
What I did
show
there?
Yep. I'm drinking just regular Coke because, like, honestly, I just like woke up. So, yay. And Black Velvet. How did
Sponsored,
I not?
not
Not
sponsored.
much.
Huh?
Sponsored, not sponsored. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, the one I was saying, the one person from TNA Impact that I liked him there, not his current presentation.
I don't know, man.
Robert
Eli
Stone.
Drake.
Oh God. Anyway, don't start me on that.
I like R-Truth better in TNA than, you know, it hurts my feelings to say it. I mean, the man's a national treasure, but
Yeah, I can definitely, you know, see that. But
doesn't Justin do a podcast?
he did. It was the Brothers in Time had theirs.
Right.
And you know, it's been a while.
We're gonna have to put him on the spot at some point.
I know we need to bring him back. We need to bring him on one day. Total friend of the show. Not like he. Yeah. But let's finish these boozies off because you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like to leave drinks I don't like to leave drinks undrinking or wow.
Nobody puts baby in the corner. There
Yeah,
you go.
and nobody leaves drinks behind. No drink is going to be left behind. So boozy, woozy, woozies.
We
And I
were at
believe,
match
if
of the
I'm
year.
not mistaken, where were we? Oh,
Match of the
where
year.
were we?
Yep.
This is why it's the hangover.
Match of the year.
Wait, no,
Match
was it
of the
match
year.
of the year
It was match of the year.
already? Or was it the
Our last thing was the this is awesome moment of the year.
oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Right.
Match of the year. This one is it's very it's really subjective, to be honest with you, because there's some
Okay.
things that have been like, oh my God. But I have two, and I
Alright.
saw both of these live. The first was Thatcher and Hero.
Okay.
Because again, I think that that was one of the moments of, for as lot of shit that Chris Hero has gotten over the years because of his size. Obviously, he has a thyroid condition. He's been very open about it. Same with like Ty Valkyrie. But with him, a lot of people were like, man, he's going to be gassed. He's going to, he's going to look like shit. Maybe this isn't a good idea. But he never missed a beat. And those damn elbows, Jesus, I think they were probably even stronger than I've ever seen before. And it was a work of beauty. I already like Thatcher, as if you've been listening since episode 1, that obviously big fan of Thatcher here, and that was a very great hard hitting. If you like strong style, I definitely recommend watch, and you can see for free on the West Coast Pro YouTube. So that's number 1.
All right.
The other, I'm gonna have to say, well, actually, I'm a liar. There's another one on top of it, so 3 total. Zack Sabre Jr., Bryan Danielson, that did not disappoint at Wrestle Dream. I only went to Wrestle Dream because of that. I feel that obviously we need a number 2 because there was no submission. It should have ended in a submission. It shouldn't have been a tap out like that, like a knee. And
that match pissed me off because of the ending.
Yeah, it was beautiful until that, and I think that was a big loss. And then Justin had said, Hero, even when he was a big guy, could go. Man hits like a truck. Justin, I swear, I don't know if you've seen this match, but go back and take a peek at it, because those, it was more than a truck. This was like, if like this, well, I don't want to say that. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna curve this one. But it was like a huge explosion. Like if something really big were to like explode, like let's just say I don't know, like an 18-wheeler like hit the Empire State Building. Oh God, that would be just massive destruction. That's how hard some of those were hitting. Just because of that. And then the third one, and these are, of course, are in no particular order, guys. The third that I did see is the Texas Death Match, Swerve and Hangman. I know a lot of people don't like Hangman, but you got to give him some shots out, because that was pure poetry. I mean, that was storytelling. That was brutal violence. I mean, within the first, couple of minutes, when you saw him drink Swerve's blood and spit it out, that was going to be amazing. And I think that it's a real testament to, there was a great lead up to it. And I don't think that the next time they do one of these Texas death matches on a pay-per-view, you can't top that. I mean, the staples, hearing the staple gun, click, and just swerve. And then throughout the whole match, I mean, he still had him in his face. I mean, he just, yeah, it was just amazing. And I mean, did it get hard to watch a little bit in person? A little, but it was one of those things that it was like, damn, this was unnecessary. And I couldn't have asked for a better ending. So
Okay.
solid
choices.
Oh yeah. For those again who really want to watch the Thatcher match with Chris Hero, it's on the YouTube of West Coast Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Justin was asking about it, so I at least gave him the name to look for.
So what was your match or matches of the year?
It was just one this year.
Just one.
It was Josh Alexander versus Rick Swan. No surrender, February 23rd.
Oh.
You have Josh Alexander, who is a workhorse and a beast in his own right. You have Rich Swan, who is put in his time and his dues, and he's so passionate about the business. It was like Unstoppable Force meets Immovable Object. It was so good.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't even. Oh, look, Willis is here.
You're drinking Coca-Cola, Willis? Woohoo, Willis! Or Coca. Well, I'm assuming you're drinking what I'm drinking. So
Coke. ...
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Josh Alexander, holy shit!
Like that dude had a banner year.
Yeah, he has. I mean, I can't think of anybody really who, like, I can't think of anything that I saw of Josh Alexander this year that was not good.
Yeah.
I mean, or excellent. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's rare when you see people like that. And I know I used to complain a lot about episode 1 about how, I feel that I miss the North and like God, Ethan Page. Yeah. But I think he's fine. We just need to get Ethan Page on something good.
See, Willis knows.
Yep, Willis knows Josh Alexander is the best. Willis knows a lot. I'll argue with him on other things, but yes, he knows. He knows a lot.
Hey, the fact that we had this year the Motor City Machine Guns reunite. Come on.
That's what I was going to bring up. Is we didn't have like a tag team of the year, and honestly,
we should talk to the boss about that.
I know, but this one, I have to say, I was going to say, you cannot not mention Motor City Machine Guns. Yeah, they on a level, not just what you're seeing in, Impact TNA, but on the independents as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, they've been just absolutely, this year has been like, God, I'll tell you, it's been a very long time since I've seen them like almost in like, they're actually pretty, I think they surpassed like what they in their prime.
Yeah.
This year. I really think so. I feel like it.
It was such a good weight between them that it didn't get stale, unlike the Hardys, which wait a year. Mm-hmm. Like this was years in a different gap, and then they just picked right up.
Yep. The one match that I really would love to see, and I don't know how it can happen, but I would love to see FTR and Motor City Machine Guns.
It's happened.
Has it?
Mm-hmm. But not anything televised. It was on the Indies, if I recall.
Yeah, but no, they needed like newer, like.
Oh no! This was way back.
Yeah, no, they need it like in now time where both of them are pretty much at the top of their game.
Yeah, and it could happen. There's no reason it couldn't.
Yeah. Willis, I think meant FTR, Motor City Machine Guns, the Usos. Well, we don't talk about the Usos and Sami Zayn and Owens on this one. That's Wednesday. So you can go and tell Bishop and Clumpy and Marsh
how much they're wrong.
but yes, and yeah, I think that, and then I really enjoyed the pairing of Athena and Billy Starks.
Yeah,
You
should see them play D&D together.
Yep.
It's a thing.
That and God, Death Dolls.
That if I were to throw up just behind the Motor City Machine Guns, it's the Death Dolls.
Yes.
Whether it's 2 or Freebird.
Kiro.
Hi, Kiro.
What is up? Oh yes, there is a. I want to mention this. Thank you, Willis, for bringing this up. There is a tag team that was created out at West Coast Pro. It's Calvin Tankman and a guy named Beef. I don't even know where Beef came from, but well, anyways, they now are a tag team. If you like meat, big meaty men slapping meat, this is your team, and they are called Beef Tank. Someone stole Kuro's identity, and my entire wrestling was shut down. What the hell? Oh no!
Sure. Well,
damn, Kiro.
That sucks.
Well, cheers that you got it back, first of all, and then for those who steal people's identity, that is crap. No. You're on the boozy naughty list, whoever that was, if we even have one. Yes.
We have one.
Yes. And I will say that Beef Tank, yes, I recommend that. Again, another jewel on the West Coast Pro website. Definitely take a look at it. They actually, before they got together, they had a match against each other, and Willis, got to throw him under a bus right now. Willis was really having a great time, and he kept calling him meat and not beef. And it was just hilarious. He was having a good time. He was having his best life ever with that. So, I'm back. Kira's back doing producer work for WWE.
Oh, right on. We are totally supportive of anybody in the business, front or back, working. Hell yeah.
Yeah. But see, we've been talking a lot of Impact, man. A lot of Impact. Even when Marsh was, regularly with me. So
Impact, New Japan, Indies. We've had indie wrestlers. Hell.
Oh, excuse me. It's TNA. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes, it is. That was my
yes.
That was my oh shit moment of the year. It's TNA. Holy crap.
Oh yeah.
I saw that vignette and I about died.
Oh, that's the best. But yeah, so who would your tag teams be, or is it very similar?
It's very similar. It's in that similar vein. Definitely the Death Dolls, whether it's Freebird or just the two, loving it.
And Kevin Dunn sent in Rick.
Well then. That's Motor City Machine Guns is in that line. Pretty much that's really where it is, as long as it's not violent by design.
Yeah. That's fair.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So since we derailed the boozies, there's no tag team talk. What's next?
Well, female superstar of the year.
Oh, Jesus.
I got one.
Tell me.
Lady Frost.
Oh, good one.
Like, she came out of nowhere as far as the general public was concerned. But once she started going, people just couldn't take their eyes off of her.
Yeah.
She's damn good.
She is. I have not seen anything that I haven't liked from her this year. One of the women, I want to say that I really think that this was kind of her year.
Mhm.
Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because she really, it's like night and day with her,
She
and
made the
she
right
gets to
move.
play with some of the really good girls. So I think it's pretty amazing. Actually, I'd even say that whole roster of women over there
They are. Like
are like women
every
of the
one of
year.
them I've ever dealt with. They're so awesome.
Yeah. With honorable mention, I will say to Athena,
Very much so.
because she, I think, really, 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 she, if you were to say what is Ring of Honor right now, well,
Yeah.
pretty much it's Athena.
It's Athena.
Hmm.
She's the kind of woman you can build a show on. It's just
Yeah,
that simple.
yeah, it's
Um,
Athena, and I think that
Ring of
it's a
Honor needs
testament
her more than she
to.
needs Ring of Honor, but it's because Justin had said, that she's above the ROH Women's title right now. No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
she is carrying the banner for every woman that has
Hmm.
went before her. She is
Yeah,
holding the torch.
yeah.
Unlike the men's titles where it's like, huh?
Don't start me on that one.
Yeah,
But
with this,
yeah, no, I really think she's carrying the torch. If there
mm,
anybody that I would say needs to go carry, and that this is a little off the topic, needs to go to Ring of Honor with a title of some sort, Orange Cassidy, because
yeah,
then that would get the product a little bit more eyes onto it,
I
and not
think.
be that, oh, the Thursday afterthought.
Well, I
That's
think that him being over there with the Ring of Honor stuff would give him the ability to show people what it's like seeing him work at a worker's pace, not with his hands in his pants. Great gimmick. Don't get me
exactly.
wrong, but
Yeah.
boy can move
Yeah.
more than just on a pay per view.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that would be good. Who's next? The
Uh,
male.
the male, we're probably going to agree on this one. Okay, who have you got? I haven't. My hands are here.
Well, this is a hard one because I have a couple.
Mm-hmm.
The first one that really comes to mind is Swerve. Swerve
Okay,
Strickland.
Isaiah
He's
Swerve.
finally at in the last, I want to say the last maybe 4 months, he's finally getting to be put into that echelon of names that you can, that are like that top tier AEW. Finally, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
And then just watching him in the Continental Classic, I loved how they
Yeah,
made it a point during his match of he was the only one who had the least amount of pins. He only had one. And it was really interesting to see how much they did hype up everything.
yeah,
Um just to kind of see that. And I think that was, for me, like, he's on his way. And it's like what he said yesterday, during, and of course this is a hangover, so that we wouldn't have seen this Thursday, but what he was saying of, I don't want my time wasted. Don't waste my time.
yeah.
And I think that's very prolific. And I hope they don't waste his time, because I think that, you know, it's a real valuable, that's a really valuable person, that people are really loving him. And I think that right there is one of your futures. If you're gonna do
Hmm.
things and rock the boat, that's who you need to rock it with. There's one.
Okay.
Number two, I will say, uh and it's no surprise. It's no surprise. And of course, I said it before in episode one, Boozy's one, Ricky Starks. And it's not because I like Ricky Starks. I'm going to say this. He has to be the MVP this year. He kept getting a trajectory as usual and plummeted down. He was on a roll with that Owen Hart thing and with fucking Phil. And then Phil had to do what Phil always does. And then it's like, great. You're screwing him again. You know, what the fuck? So then finally, you know, Danielson comes along and it's just been until Kenny Omega in his indefinite departure again. And now what happened? So guy's a rock star. The guy's been on his game. He's really helped Big Bill to be the star he is. And I think that yes, he's one of the males of the year. And of course, the honorary boozy of me, of course, he gets the You're a Peach Award from the Thursday Night Chaser. I don't need to say anything more. So those are mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Mine was Speedball Mike Bailey.
Oh
shit.
God.
See?
Oh, I think we missed Rookie of the Year too, by the way.
Did we?
I think we might have too.
No, we talked Rookie of the Year, yeah.
Okay. You're right. Speedball, Jesus. What can Speedball not do?
Fail at this point. Holy crap, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like between New Japan, Impact, one-offs here and there, like kid's a star and a half.
Oh yeah.
And I get why he's not signed with anyone. I think it's more like he chooses not to be signed with anyone.
Mm-hmm. And that's the smartest move to do. Is not to be signed. Now, the one person I really have been wanting to see him wrestle, and probably you might see it, like I think Sami Callihan might book it, unless it's already happened already, and I'm like in a whatever weird vortex. But Swerve and Bailey.
It might happen. That does sound like a wrestling revolver kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's just the power that both of them have with, their strength and everything, in the speed both of them have.
Oh, that'd be a fight.
That's one that I'm like, Sammy, I beg you, I'll go to Ohio or Iowa. I'll go to Iowa again. Okay, it was not bad when I went to Iowa. Okay, it was not bad. And actually, it was a pretty damn good show. God, all the talent that was on that show. Shit, I look back on it, I'm like, fuck. Keith Lee, Swerve was on there. Matt Cross, Colt Cabana, Trevor Lee, or Cameron Grimes, if you don't know who the hell Trevor Lee is. It was Boone the Bounty Hunter. So it wasn't Johnny Insert Your Name. It was Boone the Bounty Hunter. That was a great match with Trevor Lee. Oh my God. Yeah. So that's what I think the world needs to see is Mike Bailey and Swerve Strickland. Hell, who knows? Maybe even Defy will book it.
Defy might.
Might.
Stranger things have happened at Defy.
That is a Defy type of thing too. And how do I send people info on some indie wrestling? Well, you can always send it over to me and Digi, and we can like put it out to the masses. Or I don't know. That's probably the best way right now.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, just give us some contact on the back end. Don't need to throw your info up in the chat. And yeah.
Oh yeah, and more people need to know more about Destiny Wrestling. Oh yeah.
And with that just means that, because I've heard the name, I haven't experienced the product, and I'm down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Like I think definitely that's there's a lot of a lot of great things out there. Like one I still haven't gone to, and Willis is gonna get mad at me, but soon I will go. It's Juicy Finale's promotion, Oasis Pro, out in Berkeley, Oakland, Berkeley, California. Oh, yeah, okay, Trent 7 and ELP. Okay, ELP, fucking love ELP. Oh, I need to see more of ELP. And I will say that I'm very jealous of Defy because they've gotten ELP a couple of times. And ELP is magical. I don't care what people say, he's magical. And Trent 7, I'm gonna have to check that out because I've been kind of on the fence with him the last few years because it's kind of dropped off. But I'm curious to see that. So I will definitely take a look at that. Oh, I did not know that about Scott Moore and TNA are working partners of Destiny. Did not know that.
I did know that.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, you're my source of all things. I almost said Impact. TNA.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
It'll still be Impact for a while.
Yeah, it'll still be Impact. It'll be, yeah. But yeah, you're right about Bailey. Shit.
I'm just sitting here watching some TNA on TV. It's gonna be so good to say again. Oh my god.
I know it sounds weird. It sounds weird. The only thing I'm not a fan in is that Octagon, that ring.
That Octagon thing, it was an interesting gimmick. I just think the camera placement was not there for that kind of a setup. And most workers are used to the force side, so being shortened, some like it, some hate it.
Yeah. That, like, for some wrestlers, it looks like that is like especially if you're like someone like let's say Chris Bay or some of these highlights, it's like, oh, that's just danger all written all over it. So injuries. Yeah.
Ron Killings is all about it.
Yeah.
Good old R-Truth. That guy's
well, of course he's about that,
It's been everywhere.
Yes. So what is next?
That was male and female, unless you want to do an overall superstar of the year above all else.
No, there's some people I think that are above all else. I think.
Okay.
And this.
Okay.
Oh, six-sided ring for specific. Oh, interesting. Six-sided ring. I still think it's a dangerous thing. I still do with some people because you get tempted. Like, I could see someone like I'm just going to pick on him because, you could see someone like a commander or one of these luchadors who loves to walk the ropes and just kind of, it's a new design for the six-sided ring. How can you do? Okay, I don't want to get into math and
actually using boxing ropes, so it's a little less.
Like
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little.
Okay. I don't know. I flunked geometry, so I have no. It uses boxing ropes.
Yes.
Okay.
Significant difference. You know what an octagon is? Are we good on that at least? Okay.
Yeah. I think. Now, this pains me to really say this. Okay. So this is the one and only time that you will probably ever, well, there's two.
Okay.
And one of these, I'm only going to just say the name and I can eat crow. Okay. This does not necessarily mean that I like this person. I'm just basically saying that this guy had. Oh, I know. I love Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Yep, I do. So y'all can quote me on this. You can make a sound clip of this. You can make a GIF. I don't care what you do with it. You can throw it in my. You actually no. I'm not going to let you throw it in my face. But I would say this is my one time only,
Mm-hmm.
and I will not be mean. Okay, I'll actually say the name.
The right name and not the nickname that you
Yes.
use.
And I'm pretty sure our listeners, if you listened to episode 1, you know exactly where I'm going. Will Ospreay.
Okay.
And
Just went
I
a little
say,
quiet there for a minute.
yeah, I say that because it's hard for me to digest that and say that. But you can't deny what the motherfucker's done. I hate him with all the everything in my head. And it's like in Clue, Mrs. White, the flames at the sides of my face. Yep, that is
I
me right
know.
now.
You
Yeah.
just turned
And
shades of red. I saw it.
And I'll tell you this, why? It's just look what he's done this year. Besides piss me off royally. Yeah. So that's one.
Okay.
And the second, who I think this is a little bit below him. Look, I said 2 nice things today. Okay. And just let you guys know going into 2024, that will not happen again.
Okay.
That's not a resolution. That's just how it is. But the one underneath him is Danielson. In the last 12 months, he's been the fucking GOAT. I mean, he's raised Ricky Starks' stock. Look what he's done with Eddie Kingston in Continental Classic. You cannot tell me that this guy in his supposed last year isn't going to really bring it. And he's still injured. Look at him with the fucking eye, looking like like a modern day, like someone who was out of like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome coming out there and just, yeah, it's amazing. And his
Run,
yeah. And then to see what's going to happen with Okada, who's injured him now twice. We'll see. Wrestle Kingdom will be very interesting. So I think that definitely those are the two.
Okay. I'm going to go with one. Just because I think it needs to be said, and I kind of touched on it beforehand. Sami Callihan, the draw himself. Why? And list half a dozen matches he's had that have been completely amazing just in the last half a year. He has literally saved the company from shit booking. Not once, but twice this year. And I don't mean save that they don't know what they're doing. I'm saying it just didn't fall well with the crowd. The man does it all. Like when he says he's the draw, he's the draw. Now that he's working the booker end of things, I've already heard legends of what he does up there. Now we get to see what he does at full time. I'm here for it.
I think anyone who's ever seen some of his Revolver cards should already been like, that's a teaser and just like a little bit of a sampling of what he could do. And I think for me that, I mean, I've always thought that, gosh, he's one of those ones in the biz who's got such a creative mind, right? Yep. You wouldn't know it.
It's too bad he got kind of wasted on things. The Solomon Crow gimmick, but I get it. Yeah. It's not for everyone.
No, like Space Cat, when he does Space Cat, that's not for everybody. Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's, definitely something that, he's an asset, and I can see how he can be too. God loves him.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Well, folks, I think that's it for the boozies.
Hold on. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you feel like there were things that, we missed out on, you need to go to the boss. Tell him. He's the one who made the list. So, yes. That, and I think I don't know what else was there. If we were to say like of all these shows, what was the show of the year? I would say Thursday Night Chaser. Sorry, Wednesdays. But yeah.
We were the workhorse of the brand.
We were the workhorse. We're always the workhorse. We are the we're the MJF of the year. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll go
we
with
are.
that.
Yeah, we are. I'm surprised I didn't even say MJF as superstar of the year because he was pretty.
He was up there, but
But
we don't just
he was up
grade-
there, but he wasn't like there. You know what I mean?
If you would have asked me maybe last year, I would have said MJF hands down.
Yeah,
but
but not this year.
once you've hit that plateau, people expect more and more.
Yeah.
It's us testing if the crowd likes it to see if Henry would work.
I will say this. I thought that before pre-pandemic ROH, he was catching on like wildfire, I thought. And what we'll never see and never know, because I know that the former booker of Ring of Honor, and I'm not talking about Delirious, actually really I would have loved to see where Joe Hendry would have gone.
No, Joe Hendry is Joe Hendry's own asset. So
exactly.
We have another year.
Yes. So friends, thanks to our friends at Fans First Sports Network for letting us have the Thursday night hangover special with the Boozies. Thank you so much. We're thankful that you're going to be our partner next year in crime. So with that, wrapping up the Boozies, I say, guys, thank you for sticking around. And
we ain't done yet.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers to this one.
Cheers to the Boozies. We've completed task 1. Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right. So guys,
it's the Thursday night hangover.
Guess what?
We doing this?
This is now a special. We're opening up the bar, bonus edition. So, because you love Thursday, here we go. So this is our bonus time. We need more Marsh. Yeah, I know, Kiro. I'm trying to get him right now to be on this bonus episode that we're having. There is no Marsh, only Zool. Yeah, you're stuck with it. I know. I get to run the asylum, Kiro. So I know. What can you do? Well, welcome everybody to Wrestling on the Rocks. What should we call this? Like we reopened the bar. We snuck into the bar. So
an Irish
this
wake?
is like see Marsh, look, Marsh, Kiro is summoning you from the lovely chat, just so let you know. Anyway, there we go, Kiro. Thank you. So this is the Wrestling on the Rocks double call. Yay, Kiro, thank you for that. So of course I'm, at Ms. Amanda Jane. That's Digi. So why are we doing this? Extra little piece for you. Oh boy. Well, I can tell you why. It is officially New Year's Eve. So happy New Year's Eve to those. But obviously this will come out after. So I hope you had a good New Year's that was safe, sane, and whatever. But a lot of interesting things happened yesterday at the World's End. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even
We're
want
not-
to, I don't even know how to really start off this dumpster fire, but I will say as we start into this conversation, you know, AEW was riding very high on two very good pay-per-views. Wrestle Dream, Full Gear. And of course, I was at both, as we know. And I had contemplated going to this one, but I decided no. Just no, for whatever reason. I'm glad I decided no, but you cannot follow up two great events and then also, like, I think with the Continental Classic, that was amazing. Congratulations to Eddie Kingston. Right Man won. Triple Crown winner. Thank God. If it were mocked, I swear to God, I was gonna throw my TV. But I think that even that itself was kind of shadowed by everything else. MJF, the Devils. And
I
then
need to
now.
make
Huh?
my disclaimer real quick.
Mhm.
Is that from this point forward, I am only representing my own opinion, my own thoughts, and I do not represent anybody else within the business. Are we clear? Cool.
Yep. And also my opinions and Digi's opinions may not be those of Wrestling on the Rocks.
Yes.
So just so y'all know, it's not the opinions of Thursday Night Chaser, because this is not Thursday night and it is a bonus episode. But you guys know how I roll. I don't give fucks, but you all know that it's my opinions. And of course, opinions are like assholes. We all have one.
There are people in my life that, I don't want to see harmed by the fact that I have a strong opinion.
Yeah.
So
now,
who was the devil? Did we figure that out yet?
Oh, yes. Well, we didn't figure it out. A lot of people did. Shout out to my friend Kathy, who has basically been calling out that it's Adam Cole the whole time. Now, I did on episode 1 say that the Kingdom was the ROH Tag Team Champions. I knew it. And who was right? Me. Just saying. Unfortunately, if I were writing that shit, I would not have given anything to Matt Taven. But you know me.
So they wasted the devil angle. Got it.
They wasted the devil. But it really, if you looked at it, it really should have been Roddy as the devil, like I was predicting, because then that way it is one of those things where, you still, either way, Adam Cole looks like a puss in this whole situation. Either way, but it would have been stronger with it being Roddy, just because
it would have made him look like he actually belonged in a wrestling company.
Yep, that too. But yes, we did figure out who the devil is. Congratulations to Samoa Joe. If you guys thought no way MJF is going to retain, no. Well, if you're wondering what MJF is going to do in the future, Tony Khan won't even tell you what's in store for MJF in 2024. He won't even tell you if they're in talks, because that's where that media scrum last night left us. And I have a big feeling, just a big feeling, that he is going away.
Oh,
yeah. This is my opinion, of course. He's going away. Because just as based on a comment that Tony had said during the scrum that, there's free agents out there. No, he was referring to women, but there are people out there that he's probably going to pursue. And he spent a lot of money on Ocean Spray. So I feel that because he spent that much, and there are other people that he will not shell out that money. Well, his father's money. Let's just go there. So I think that that's when we're gonna see him go somewhere else. Where he goes,
I pretty much have an idea of where he's going.
I think so too. I think the world has an idea of that.
I think Kuro probably knows.
Probably.
Just leave it at that.
But I will say this is that there will be, for this man, if he goes where I think he's going, there will be no 3 letters that start with an N and end with a T. There will be none of that. Nope.
Won't be
That
necessary.
guy will be going right on wherever. Now,
considering he'd be getting the vouch from one of the producers.
Yeah. Now, my opinion, also, I feel, and I would love to see this, is I think because of what a certain wrestler actor with a great ass that I've put 2 hands on. If you guys don't know who, you better go back to episode 1 and you'll figure out who I'm talking about. I would think would be a great program for this person's first program if he goes to the big show. And we're not talking Pope.
I miss him when he was the Giant.
Yeah. So, but that's just food for thought. And if it does happen, you heard it on episode 1, and I swear to God, Kuro, if you go and you suggest this, I need a cut. Thank you.
I don't need a cut. I just want an honorable mention. It was a good idea.
No, I want a cut. I want a cut. Throw in a shirt. I don't care. Throw in a freaking ticket to, pay-per-view. God damn it. I'm just saying.
Oh. I already worry enough about that shit. But
yeah, enough about that. But
that media scrum was dominated by a couple of other questions.
Yeah. Well, before we get into that, should we talk about what that is if people don't know and have been living under a rock or the rock? Yeah.
I would say let's liberally use the word allegedly. But I do kind of feel like this is one of those things where for us not to talk about it, even in its infancy, would be a disservice. But also, allegedly, and we can speculate all we want. We do not know facts more than anybody else. That's, a clear disclaimer on the matter. But because I don't watch AEW pay-per-views, because to be honest, it's just not my type of product.
Oh, you don't want to watch them when I'm kind of on like hard cam and you can see my embarrassing antics sometimes?
Hey, just wake me up when the House of Black finally gets a push. And not just Julia Hart, which I love Julia Hart, but
yeah. Oh, Julia, you will love that match, her and Abaddon.
Yeah.
You'd like that.
So I've heard. But anywho, so there have been allegations, allegedly, that there was some impropriety, we will say, with Smiley Kylie and one Chris Jericho. That basically went into sort of a casting couch affair, I think is the polite term these days. I'm doing nice words. I'm trying so hard to do nice words.
You know what? You had already disclaimed. Okay. My opinion here is you got to say it. You got to speak your truth, and you got to say it how you feel, because that's what the whole world is doing. They're saying it how they feel. So unless you want me to, I can always like do it with nice words. Well, not nice words, but I can do it without being a bitch. So let me
No,
try
I'm
it.
okay with being a villain. I'm good to go. I just had to channel
Are
my
you?
inner Marty.
Are you? Yeah, channel your inner Marty because he's the best. But that's another part that I will also get into with this whole bullshit. But anyways,
Which is
yeah.
precisely where I knew you'd go with it.
Yep,
I'm going at it from an entirely different angle.
Yep. I will say this. If you don't know, obviously, allegedly, Chris Jericho has women sign NDAs, I believe, about that was
Yeah.
part of it, about, with some of these, like
Adult
women,
situations, like women
adult
being led
situations.
up to his room and left alone,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And a lot of these stories that have come out, I mean, Jericho's been in the business for a long time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these things that happen, and, wrestling wasn't what it was, back when WCW was a company.
Society wasn't like it was when WCW was a company. Let's go there. Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot more
Because times
coke
have
in the
changed.
industry.
Mhm.
In
Times
every
have changed.
industry. It's like
Mhm.
go to the gas station, it was just there.
Yeah.
Because that was the 80s, 90s. But yeah, so apparently there have been some allegations that at least one was Kylie Ray being, inappropriately advanced upon in private quarters. And this has come out to, with others sort of affirming that things were going on, that it was spoken about privately, not publicly. I get it. And I don't care how famous you are. It's one thing if it's a consensual ideal. It's another when you're being kind of offered up like a fucking human sacrifice. And it takes a very weak individual to succumb to that temptation. And right now, all we know is allegations. I can say at this point of streaming, of recording, nobody has denied a thing. Not the company, not the person. Now, normally you would think that would be one of the first things said is, hey, that's not true, or that's not quite how that was. We should have seen a proper response out of the Me Too. You pretty much kind of saw what you needed to do to get through it, right? We're not seeing any of that. We're seeing no denials that it didn't happen. We're seeing from company or otherwise. And the worst fucking response goes to Tony Khan. Holy fuck. I'm this is my calm me shot. You go ahead.
Yeah. Well,
I got more feelings, trust me. You get to be the nice one right now.
okay. Well, I will say, I'm going to preface with this. Okay. So I had issues with BR, so I did not see his match, the 8-man tag, until after everything was over. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I had seen the grumblings online earlier in the day and whatnot. And of course, the first thing that comes to my mind is always, oh, great, here we go again, right? But it was very interesting to me as I'm watching some of the people now who have and had very strong opinions about this is where I'm getting mad about, but with Marty, but we'll get into that in a minute. But there were a lot of people out there very opinionated, and I was like, oh, okay. But I did not, because I didn't want to be spoiled because of the Continental Classic or whatnot and whatever. I didn't want to know what was match results. Okay. I didn't want to know, didn't want to see, because I wanted to see this stuff for myself. And when it came to I finally watching the 8-man, that's when I was like, oh shit, that was tense. That was a tense match. And I didn't really get the gravity of it until then I looked on social media, in particular X, because X going to give it to you. And woo, it gave it to me. So if we don't know what I'm talking about, somebody that is near and dear to my heart, the absolute one, flipped Jericho off. And it was funny because I was watching his body language during. I had to go back and watch it after I did that, but I noticed at first, I'm like, Ricky is not in a very good mood. This is not in a very good mood. And then when Takeshita, tagged him in, you just see on Ricky's face, like, I'm like, something, he's just not happy with something. And I didn't get it. And then when I saw him flip Jericho off, and it wasn't until I really saw the fact that he put his hands behind his back, right? And he just kind of walked backwards a little. Thank God Will Hobbs caught onto it, because I don't think Bill caught onto it at all. But Hobbs caught onto it and tagged himself in. And I did want to say shout out to Excalibur for basically kind of covering what Ricky did on commentary to, oh yeah, there's still tension between Hobbs, because Ricky shot Hobbs a look. So Excalibur like totally was on top of that. And I think that was brilliant, because it could have made a whole situation even worse. Obviously it did, because it was screen capped. And even the look on Jericho's face was just like, what the fuck? Yeah. It was interesting to me when you go back and watch how I noticed right away when he came out, obviously comes out to Judas. You didn't hear really a lot of people singing like you normally do. It was mostly the track. And that I was like, oh shit, this is spilling over. You saw signs, like there was one that was World's NDA. There was one, and these were on hard cam, and there was one that said like Jared, go away. And then I was like, oh God, this is really like gonna be interesting. People booed him, and I'm like, oh shit. Like apparently I didn't hear any of the chants, but there was an NDA chant. There was all sorts of things. And it's very interesting to me that one, that Ricky would bring it out
Hold your
into
thought,
public eye.
please.
Yes.
I don't think Bill was ignorant of the situation. I think Bill has sat on the sidelines before and watched somebody who was falsely accused, so he's waiting for the dust to settle. I don't think he had any idea. I think he's just waiting to see where it lay.
No, but I don't think he knew what Ricky was doing. That's what I was
Maybe
saying.
not Ricky was doing, but I think like he saw what happened to his buddy Enzo. He knows.
Well, yeah, no. But it's more like with him, it's like the show has to go on.
Yeah.
With Takeshita, I felt that too. And I felt that too with Hobbs. Ricky, just being Ricky, because he likes the drama a little.
He won't deal with it.
And with Ricky, though, here's the thing. Ricky sometimes, he speaks from a certain place. I'll also say with Ricky, though, sometimes he's one of these ones that will jump on the bandwagon, and
but doesn't he also know her? Like even outside of AEW?
He wasn't in AEW when she was there, because she was there at the beginning.
Right.
I don't believe he did. Peaches, that was me last night. Oh yeah, no. I'm not discrediting the fact that his ass didn't look great. It looked amazing. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, okay? And and he came out in the Stroke Daddy jersey. I was like, oh, all the feels. But with Ricky, like he does know the girl. There was a girl who had posted, and it was a Reddit thing, that she had posted on, I think, Reddit or Twitter or somewhere, that she had said that she had, known about the allegation. Actually, what is the quote? I'm going to get you the complete quote.
While you're getting that,
Mhm.
there is an awful lot of defenders, but what strikes me is, again, the one thing that strikes me funny is no answer or denial from the company or the accused. Not once. In fact, it seems to be almost misdirection, and that bothers me for some reason.
Well, apparently, according to Twitter, because there was a tweet that was from a at Talk Wrestling. And of course, this is a person who has a fake Abby because it's Shotzi Blackheart. I love Shotzi, but still, if you people want to stir a pot, put your face on it. Okay. That, and you can at me at this bullshit, but seriously, I'm sick of these people who want to hide behind fucking shit. Put your face on it. Okay. Mad respect. But it says here that this person said there's a history with his accused behavior, by the way, meaning Jericho. She posted something that came from Reddit, and it was titled Original Accuser of David Starr, implying that there are potential accusations against Chris Jericho. And it says, and I quote, sometimes I stop to wonder how many young women out there are wondering if it's safe to post about Chris Jericho yet. Tori. She was at the time, she was at Slay Mysterio. And this was done June 22nd, 2020. This is somebody who she also goes under the name of Belle Generico. And she's been somebody who's, well, Ricky knows her. That I do know. Because she was, I don't want to say big in the Texas scene, but she kind of was, but she's been all around. Okay, girl's been around. But she also was one person who fed a lot of the fire for the whole Me Too thing, just because, she's the David Starr person. But of course, I'm not condoning what David Starr did. I'm not saying whatever, right? The guy's an ass. I always knew that anyway, that he was not a good person. And it's funny that he did identify the fact that I thought he was an asshole, but whatever. I thought that, I still to this day think that's funny. But regardless, this particular tweet got a heart from the accused from Miss Kylie Ray.
One of.
And so people on the internet are basing this because she put a heart tweet, and also another person was making commentary. Lufisto, love Lufisto and everything, but people are saying all of this because of that.
Well,
now I'm not saying that he is innocent. I'm not saying these ladies are wrong. What I think is wrong is we're doing this whole let's hang somebody beforehand. And I'm mad at the fact that one, Tony Khan's reaction. Two, I think with Ricky, I love you, dude, but it was a little bit, I get it. That's your feeling, but you know what? You got to be a professional. Okay. You got to. And no matter where you go, or if you want to go somewhere, people are going to look back at that and go, dude, you can't do that. You cannot go really off the script like that. You can't. Okay. And I feel that with him, love him to death, but it's like, was it the right decision? No. But you got to, I'm a firm believer in if you believe in something, you got to do it. And I can say from personal experience that, like, with him, I get it, but one, it's not your place to say. One, two, wasn't the place to do it. And that just makes me a little bit angry on a personal level with him, because he had opinions about other people. But I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to put him on blast. But
here's the thing.
It was very disappointing. But then as he flipped off Jericho and the screen capture, God, it made his ass look good. God, that was some big fucking dick energy that he had. But anyways, I'm sorry. Of course, I got to take it that way.
So, yeah. Lord. So I agree with Willis out absolutely 100%. I do not approve of lynch mobs, and I do believe in innocent until proven guilty, which is why I made sure to be very clear. This is an opinion. There was no basis of fact, and there's allegations.
Yeah.
However, hypothetical if this were true. Rake him over the coals, burn his fucking contract. He never works in a day in the business ever again. Burn him to the ground worse than Sexy Star. Because he's been around, he knows better, and that's just it. That's done. Because I can tell you, it's not just his wrestling career that'll go up in flames. His music career will go up in flames and then some. Because he has a public relations liability.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my gut tells me, based on the way individuals in the know are reacting, there is truth to this. It might not be the whole truth, but there is some truth in there. Okay? And I don't know for sure. So if true, burn him to the ground and make him an example effigy for all to see. Full stop. If he's innocent, then somebody needs to spill the tea. There's got to be a reason why this came up. I do think there's some truth to this because I have been following Lufisto a very long time. When it comes to these controversies, she says nothing. She stays the fuck out of it because she has a family and she works in the business. She doesn't say shit unless there's some serious fire here. She spoke up. That tells me in my mind there's something about this that is true. Is it now? And let's be clear: the allegations is not Chris Jericho's an arpist or an SA or any of that. It's right now the allegation is that Kylie was, supposed to go up to his room. There was going to be a bunch of people that were supposed to hang out or something, and then it was just him up there. Some advances were made. She GTFO'd, and that's that incident. And other people are kind of adding their whole 2 cents into it and their own personal experiences, but that doesn't mean that's correct. There could be individuals, much as with the Me Too movement, who took a righteous cause and turned it into a personal shooting gallery. That happens. I'm not saying everyone. I'm saying I know for a fact a couple. You want a good Me Too? Amber Heard. There you go. If you wanted the big man, the big fish to show that at least there was one, there's your one. I hope for his sake that is completely false. There was no truth to this. It is simply a misunderstanding, but nothing like that. Because if it's true, his career, his band, and AEW, because Tony Khan did not deny, none of that. He played word games with the press. This is why media scrums are bad. He played word games with the press. Well, it's more dangerous in other places than it is here. What? What kind of dumb shit is that? Fucking idiot. Like, that is the last thing you want to say. Like, ever. But at the end of the day, it's just enough, man. We wait to hold our judgment and verdict for something a little bit more than hearsay, but if this is true, I can personally tell you I will never watch another thing he's a part of. Because I've known way too many survivors.
Yeah.
Way too many.
What I want to say with Lufisto, when she originally was saying, talking about AEW and her experience that she had back there, these same people who are lynch mobbing are the ones who are like, shut the fuck up. You don't know. You're just bitter because you didn't get signed. These are the same people who were saying this, who are, let's be the lynch mob. There are people in there that I've seen online that were big gung ho with let's, put certain people during, 2020, let's hang certain people in the business. Okay. And now they're like,
not
yeah.
Jericho.
Oh no, and or no, they're denying it, or the girl made a heart, then that means that it's true. Just like stories that came out that some you're like, I don't know, is it questionable? Some without doubt, you're like, fuck yeah, the guy's an ass and whatnot.
Yeah.
So what I am having a hard time with is that I'm having a hard time with the fact of, one, the way Tony Khan did it in that first question. Well, first of all, a couple of issues. One, they had a lot of people from Fightful, a lot. They've denied certain podcasts. They've denied Marsh for him or me trying to go to one of these media scrums. I've been wanting to go because, I would make it a little like, I'm not there to be investigative reporter, because you know what it would have been? It would have been like this. And Marsha would have probably done the same thing. It would have been all, Ms. Amanda Jane at WrestlingOnTheRocks.com. So congratulations on your win. What's your drink of choice to celebrate? Seriously, like, people would be like, what the fuck? I'd rather have shit like that than people trying to fucking make Tony, like, make him say something that he's not prepared to say. So his media training has been stupid because he says the same things, but also in the fact that when this guy asked, Thomas Tony Storm was there. Usually in these scrums, they don't ask Tony questions till the end. Okay. This person decided, let's ask during, because I didn't see when Samoa Joe was up there, didn't see that, and I didn't really see with Tony until I saw, like, why is he wearing her hat and the glasses? So I was like, okay, I gotta go back. Don't know. But it already, like, the guy's looking like a joke up there. So now you're trying to, like, you're baiting him. And I was like, that was very poor taste. Very, very poor taste. And I think that, one, shame on you, AEW, and your media people. Shame on you. Because then later, okay, this is a little different, but you had a girl when Daniel Garcia was up there. She had a question. I don't remember what she was from, because all of a sudden, next thing you know, because usually they go up, they introduce their name, what media they're from. But when she had her question and she was addressed, you heard Daniel Garcia. Well, hey, Kimmy. And then she kind of giggled. and, went on with her question. So she had her fangirl moment. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, you're letting people like that in. You're letting these other people that, are like baiting you, but you blackball people. Like, what the hell is wrong with like wrestlingontherocks.com? Now, Bishop, yeah, I'd blackball Bishop because, is Bishop. So if he went with his twtakes.com, yeah, no, I would not. Yeah, I'd ban him. But you don't know what we are about,
Yeah.
And there's other podcasts out there too that I'm pretty sure that are not, that wouldn't be there. It was very interesting that someone from Mark Maron's podcast, WTF, was there. That was very interesting. But they did have a question that was kind of timely too. Yeah, because Tony was on there a year ago, and things like that. And shout out to Baby Huey with 1077 The Bone out here. He had some really great interviews with people and did a phenomenal job at the Revolution press scrum. That was the one we're trying to get into. But those things are not for girls like this Kimmy. You don't need to have like one outlet represented 4 or 5 times like they did yesterday with Fightful. You also don't need to have, if you're going to put people like Kimmy or the Nemities or whomever in your media scrum, then you need to let a lot of other ones of us go.
Well,
okay, because honestly, I will say this, no bullshit. Like, I wouldn't have asked Tony that question. Okay. Because I'm not out there to try to make a name for myself in this podcast to try to break a scoop. I probably would have had something funny. Like, I would have found some kind of like humorous take on it, because he probably would have answered something that wasn't like one of these baited questions, because he's not going to expect it. And obviously that night, yesterday, he did not do any bumps because he was like fucking very, very sober in comparison.
here's the thing. And
He had
I
to be.
keep it real. I don't lie to you guys. My truth is my truth. Even when I'm being nice about it, still truth. I don't give a damn about being invited to a media scrum or any of that crap, because honestly, I am the last person you want to give a live mic and a camera to. Boy, are they learning that now. Because I get it. I get that, because I'm still caught on the way he responded. Because there's no fucking way you're part of a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and has been since before AEW, and not have basic media training? Like, really? You've just fanned the flames. Controversy might create crash, but this is going to be that controversy that crashes your company. Even if it's completely false, you have made every fan take a third eye, because you think people right now are defending someone. I will guarantee you, like clockwork, 2 weeks from now, it's gonna spin around, and it's gonna start hurting the company, and then you're gonna have to do something about it. And that's just like, you want to burn one person down for their bad actions, cool. When you're gonna burn down an entire company, especially with other people who have nothing to do with it, they're gonna suffer. And that's not right either, because that's one person being ultimately responsible for all of these people getting fucked. And like I said, I really hope for the best. I hope this is a huge misunderstanding, some other bullshit. I hope it is not true. I'm having a little bit of faith in the wrestling business that people have grown the fuck up in the last 30 years. Nobody's trying to ride Space Mountain. It's more like, the slow river. It's fine. It just, God, what a shit thing to have at the end of the year. this shit to come out and the worst PR response ever. Hey Willis, you do a podcast, right?
He doesn't do a podcast.
Oh, he should.
He should. Well,
he should. Then we can go take over his show.
Oh Lord, I don't know. I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. So, yep. But
I needed to make a joke. This was just a very tense.
I know. Well, I was about to make a joke. I was about to make it light too. So, the match. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I look at, if you go back and you look, like, it was very interesting because I said body language tells a lot about people. Like Darby, after he, because Darby did, basically saying that he was a piece of shit when he was doing his entrance, shouted to him. And Darby, like, kind of made himself a little scarce around him. I mean, that was awkward over there. You can tell. Sting being professional. Sting was being Sting. Sammy Guevara, Sammy shouldn't fucking talk. Sammy should not make any commentary. But, Sammy does what Sammy does. Oh, I didn't know you used to do podcasting, Willis, but you're throwing me off.
Yeah.
I feel that when you look at Ricky, okay, because Ricky was like a peacock. Like a lot of times I was watching him outside the ring, not because his ass looked really, really juicy, like a nice ripe peach, but it just was like, I'm like, you're telling us something, but you're not telling us something. And it was very, very interesting. I'm beyond upset. I'm furious that Ricky was the one that had to eat the pin. Yeah. That makes me mad. And it being Guevara, not because it was Guevara, but it's the principle of the fact that now you're really solidifying that tag match to happen. It already is going to happen because, like, Ricky can say, well, that tag match was supposed to be like the Golden Jets and you ain't the Golden Jets. So fuck off. But now you really got it. And when you have someone who does not want to work with him, meaning Jericho, obviously there's some issues right there. So now you just fucked up someone else's fucking, their fucking career trajectory. Thanks, Tony Khan. Okay. And your fucking horrible booking. Thank you for doing that. Okay. Because now, like, I'm pretty sure, and this is where I feel with, where it probably could go, is you might have someone saying, well, if we have to wrestle this guy for these belts, here, I don't want it anymore. Just take it. I mean, because that's where it's going to get down to that kind of shit. And that's where I'm a little mad with Ricky. It's like, you should not have been as hot-headed as you kind of are. But at the same time, it's like, it's not fair to you either. So it's a lot of, inconsistencies with it. And I think that, honestly, like, with Tony and AEW, you did not need this kind of bullshit to happen at the end of the year, because people were slowly, because of Phil, slowly forgetting all of what happened at, Double or Nothing, that time period, in those time periods, right? Everyone was slowly forgetting about all of that stuff, and all of that with the Bucks and Ace Steel and all them people. They were forgetting about it, like, because now, oh yeah, same fucking Phil, different company, and shit on everybody. So I think that, I think that it's it's interesting to really see that. Now looking at this, it's like, okay, what other dumpster fires are there going to be now? You're coming off, like, all he could say during that whole There were 3 things. Said his stupid, what he said about the whole situation, kept referring back to what he said in the hat. And then also how, oh my God, all the ratings have been great. Like, this has been Dynamite this week was the best rating since Grand Slam. And, Collision's been going up, up and up and up. And I'm like, okay. And then, yeah, he was saying partially due to Continental Classic. I think most of it had to do with Continental Classic. And not only just that too, but, he was doing some great things. And then all of a sudden, you give Ricky Starks the belt and he's been cold. Now, whether or not him or Bill they haven't been on as much because of injury, that could have happened. Could be a lot of other things. I don't know. Contract negotiation, who knows? But I do know that now there's a lot of shit that's on the line. A lot of shit. And one of the things that I am questioning, and I'm questioning, is the Jericho cruise.
Yeah.
We know I'm going, and I'm not comfortable now because I'm like, 6. I know they're closed on the weekend, but I'm wondering on the 2nd, what's their stance going to be? Like, everyone's like business as usual, and I'm like, no, there's not business as usual. This is, there are going to be people. I'm pretty sure they have not announced the lineup. Apparently, according to Jericho, January 2nd. I'm like, really? So now it makes me think, God, this has been bubbling up, and maybe people didn't want to go on your fucking boat.
Maybe.
I do know that apparently Don Callis, because Busted Open is doing a live broadcast, they're going to present Don Callis with his Manager of the Year thing on the Jericho boat. So obviously Don Callis is going to be there, and apparently Don had said Hobbs is going to be there. I'm like, okay, but Will Hobbs is not going to make me want to go on the Jericho cruise. I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that Big Bill and Ricky were going to go because of the program. But now I don't think that's probably going to happen.
No, there's also a possibility that the cruise is going to happen. Because if all of your talent backs out, why the hell have a cruise? There's no point because there was a reason.
Exactly. And that's where I'm like, well, now's what's going to happen. So, fortunately for me, I'm using a mileage ticket. So that's fine. I can use it on something else. Don't need to go. But I'm paying a lot of money because no one wanted to go with me. So, but nonetheless, it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Come hang out at my house.
Yeah, I can do that.
I would love that. You can come hang out at my house.
There you go. See, everyone was going to looking forward. And I think Marsh was looking forward to me doing kind of those like little impromptu things like I did with, and if you guys haven't seen this episode 1, another special episode, our Jericho Cruise episode from this last year. Yeah. Where I had this impromptu interview with Sheeta, drunk Sheeta. It was great. Check it out. But yeah, no, so there's so many questions now. Yeah. So many questions. And Jericho was booed every time he was out there. And the look on his face, like this like had never happened to him before. Like he didn't understand. And that is where it's kind of sad. He didn't understand. It's sad that, Tony Khan is doing what he's got to do, stuff like that. So I don't know. Where do we go from here? The X. Oh, yes. Well, I will say that you're just going to have to tune in on Thursdays to see episode 1 of Wrestling on the Rocks, Thursday Night Chase Through. For this bonus episode, we thank our buddies at Fans First Sports Network for keeping the lights on over here and letting us hijack your airwave for a special episode. So please, on Thursday, join us in the dive bar of the IWC.
We'll still be here.
Yep, that is Digi, my co-host. You can find him where? Can you find you?
Digi Damon, WTR at Insta. That's it.
Yeah,
all you're
you can
getting.
find me at Ms. Amanda Jane at X and Instagram. And of course, as always, thank you guys. This is last call. So cheers.
Producer Lady here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to support and buy us a drink by putting the I in subscribe and reviewing our podcast. And cheers to Fans First Sports Network for keeping the dive bar lights on.
I would never have a drink with wrestling on the rocks.